Merlin, a famous wizard in the legend of the Kingdom of Arthur. Merlin, a talented and mysterious sorcerer, is said to have lived in a time before the existence of the Kingdom of Britain. According to legend, he possessed supernatural powers and the ability to see the future, creating wonders and greatly influencing the success of King Arthur. Folklore speaks of his miraculous abilities, from shape-shifting to foreseeing impending events. Merlin became an icon of power and mystery in the hearts of the people. According to legend, Merlin aided King Uther Pendragon in seizing the throne by performing magic to assume the appearance of King Uther himself. Through this, he fathered Arthur, who later became the greatest king of the Kingdom of Britain. Merlin also played a crucial role in helping King Arthur retrieve Excalibur, the sword from the lake, a symbol of power and authority. In the end, after his great contributions to the kingdom, Merlin faced failure as he became trapped indefinitely in a fateful slumber, deceived by Nimue, the Lady of the Lake. The tragic end of Merlin's mystical life did not overshadow the effectiveness and gravitas he brought to the kingdom of Arthur. The legend of Merlin is not only a story of a powerful sorcerer but also a symbol of power, wisdom, and mystery in the hearts of the people. Baba Yaga, a wicked witch in Russian folklore, often living in a rotating hut on chicken legs. In a remote forest deep within Russia, there exists a notorious witch named Baba Yaga. Legend has it that she emerged from the darkness of the forest and the cruelty of the human world. Her parents, if any, were nothing more than ominous spirits and demons, shrouded in mystery. From a young age, Baba Yaga was taught the secrets of dark magic, becoming the inheritor of darkness itself. Baba Yaga resides in a peculiar house, a rotating hut that moves around the forest like a sinister mausoleum. There is no welcome there, only challenges and dangers awaiting those foolish enough to step foot in her domain. She delights in causing mischief and inflicting pain, even going so far as to devour the unsuspecting souls who wander into her realm. With her rugged appearance, sharp nose like a dagger, and teeth like saw blades, Baba Yaga epitomizes horror and cruelty. As the moon rises in the night sky, the atmosphere around Baba Yaga's house becomes even more chilling and eerie. She begins to practice dark magic to enhance her power and cruelty, making her rotating hut even more perilous than ever before. Baba Yaga's mystique and malevolence instill fear and reverence in every villager in the area, regarding her as an incredibly fearsome witch, an emblem of uncontrollable malevolence. Circe, the famous Greek witch in the journey of Odysseus, with the ability to transform humans into animals. On the island of Aiaia, renowned for its magic and mystique, lurks a malevolent witch named Circe. Born into one of the most powerful mythological families, Circe embodies the darkness and cruelty of the world. With the ability to transform humans into beasts through her use of dark magic, she resides in solitary within a desolate mansion nestled amidst the gloomy forest. Only those brave or foolish enough to approach can truly comprehend the terrifying and wicked nature of her being. When Odysseus and his crew find themselves stranded on the island of Aiaia, they unwittingly face a horrifying challenge. Circe greets them with feigned warmth, yet quickly reveals her true nature of malevolence. Utilizing her magic, she transforms most of Odysseus's men into savage beasts, showcasing her cruelty and darkness. The depths of Circe's wickedness are laid bare as she turns powerful men into helpless creatures, easily controlled and driven by primal instincts. Amidst chaos and despair, Odysseus is compelled to find a way to confront Circe. With the aid of Hermes, he receives a secret herb capable of resisting Circe's magic. Utilizing his intelligence and bravery, Odysseus ventures into Circe's domain to face her. A fiery battle of wills ensues between the two, but ultimately, Odysseus triumphs, compelling Circe to restore most of his men to their original forms. From this struggle, Odysseus learns that intelligence and courage can overcome even the darkest magic. Departing from Aiaia with a valuable lesson and eternal fame, Circe's horrifying visage and malevolence remain an unforgettable symbol in the hearts of all who encounter her. Medea, the witch in Greek mythology, using magic to help chase and win the quest for the Golden Fleece. Medea, the talented witch of Colchis, is known for her malevolence and captivating beauty. With smooth white skin and long, enticing black hair, she appears as a beautiful woman hiding within herself an uncontrollable, sinister power. Under the sunlight, Medea's eyes reflect the coldness and cruelty of a relentless witch. She used her magical prowess to aid Jason and the Argonauts in overcoming the challenging tasks set by King Aetes. After Jason secured the Golden Fleece, he and Medea returned to Iolcus, where they began a new life together. However, Medea's disappointment grew as Jason abandoned her to marry Princess Creon. Enraged and heartbroken, Medea transformed from a graceful woman into a vengeful witch with a determination for retribution. Medea's cold gaze and cruel smile portrayed the malice and sinister intent beneath her seemingly fragile exterior. Harnessing her magical powers, Medea plotted to exact revenge on Jason by gifting him a robe laced with a deadly poison. When Jason wore this robe, the sons of Jason and Creon were burned alive. Medea not only inflicted harm upon Jason but also brought great tragedy upon his family. After executing her wicked plan, Medea callously fled on the Morgan Le Fay. The witch in Arthurian legend, King Arthur's sister and often seen as his enemy. Morgan Le Fay, King Arthur's sister, is a witch with a mysterious and formidable appearance. With deep yet chilling eyes, she embodies cruelty and ruthlessness. Her skin is as smooth as snow and her long black hair resembles a cascade of snowflakes, creating a cold and bewitching beauty. Morgan Le Fay's allure is mixed with threat and danger, causing people to hesitate to confront her directly. Morgan Le Fay frequently devises schemes and plots to betray her younger brother, Arthur, and seize power for herself. Her intelligence and magical prowess enable her to craft deceits and betrayals that few can discern. She hesitates not to wield her power to threaten and challenge Arthur's authority, making the confrontation between them dangerous and tense. As the conflict between Morgan Le Fay and King Arthur nears its climax, her cruelty and malevolence escalate. She employs every means to resist her siblings, even defying the support of the kingdom's staunchest knights. In the ultimate battle, Morgan Le Fay's magical prowess and ruthlessness are most evident as she utilizes every enchantment and dark artifice to try to defeat King Arthur and seize his power. However, despite the threat of her cruelty, Arthur emerges victorious, and Morgan Le Fay must accept defeat and end her campaign. Hecate, the goddess of magic and witchcraft in Greek mythology. In the depths of Greek mythology, Hecate emerges as the goddess of magic and witchcraft, shrouded in mystery and darkness. Her appearance is as enigmatic as her powers, with piercing eyes that seem to see through the very soul of mortals. Her figure is cloaked in shadows, and her presence evokes both fear and fascination. Hecate's aura exudes an otherworldly beauty, yet it is tainted with an unmistakable sense of malevolence, hinting at the depths of her power. Hecate, with her mastery over magic, often engages in manipulation and deceit, using mortals as pawns in her grand schemes. She revels in the chaos and suffering she inflicts, relishing the control she holds over the fates of others. Her actions are driven by a deep-seated cruelty, as she weaves spells of destruction and despair with ease. Mortals who cross her path are ensnared in her web of darkness, unable to escape her clutches. As the goddess of magic and witchcraft, Hecate possesses unparalleled power, which she unleashes with terrifying consequences. With a wave of her hand, she summons storms of unparalleled fury, wreaking havoc upon the mortal realm. Her incantations echo through the night, sending shivers down the spines of all who hear them. In her presence, the boundaries between the mortal world and the realm of the divine blur, and the forces of darkness reign supreme. Hecate's malevolent laughter fills the air as she revels in the chaos she has wrought, a true embodiment of the darker aspects of magic and witchcraft in Greek mythology. Baba Charisma, a witch in Slavic folklore. In Slavic folklore, Baba Charisma is famous as a wicked and demonic witch, often appearing in the form of an old woman with wrinkled skin and long silver-gray hair, flowing like tree roots. With deep-set eyes and a chilling gaze, she presents a terrifying demeanor, causing people to flee in fear at the mere sight of her. Baba Charisma's presence evokes feelings of anguish and dread, signaling an impending catastrophe. Baba Charisma always plots in sinister silence, whether dealing with villagers or those who seek her help. She uses her magic to carry out tactics and massacres, often benefiting herself to intimidate and control the populace. With each laugh, the air becomes thicker, and her malice spreads like a shadow, engulfing everyone in fear. In the battle between Baba Charisma and the village's heroes, her cruelty and malice are most evident. She employs magical power to fight and slaughter, posing a grave threat to the people. However, in the end, the power of unity and the courageous spirit of the people cannot be overcome. Baba Charisma ultimately faces defeat and punishment. Her demise brings self-redemption to the people and a fitting conclusion to this villainous character. The Wicked Witch of the West. A famous witch character in the Wizard of Oz novel. In the magical land of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the West was born from the depths of darkness and malice. She emerged as a powerful sorceress with an insatiable thirst for power. Her origin was shrouded in mystery, with rumors circulating that she was once a kind-hearted witch who fell victim to jealousy and resentment. As she delved deeper into dark magic, her appearance transformed into something twisted and sinister. With green skin, sharp features, and piercing eyes, she struck fear into the hearts of all who crossed her path. The Wicked Witch of the West ruled over the western region of Oz with an iron fist, spreading fear and chaos wherever she went. She enslaved the Munchkins and subjected them to her cruel whims. Her dark magic knew no bounds as she conjured storms and unleashed terrifying creatures to do her bidding. With each wicked cackle, the air grew heavy with malice, and her presence cast a shadow over the land. She stopped at nothing to obtain the powerful ruby slippers, which she believed would cement her dominance over Oz and fulfill her wicked desires. When Dorothy Gale, a young girl from Kansas, inadvertently found herself in Oz, she unwittingly became the Wicked Witch's greatest adversary. Determined to protect her newfound friends and find her way back home, Dorothy embarked on a quest to defeat the witch. In a climactic showdown, the Wicked Witch of the West unleashed all of her dark powers against Dorothy and her companions. However, it was Dorothy's pure heart and bravery that ultimately led to the witch's downfall. Through a stroke of luck and quick thinking, Dorothy doused the witch with water, causing her to melt away into nothingness. With the Wicked Witch defeated, peace was restored to Oz, and her reign of terror came to an end. Glinda the Good Witch. A good witch character in the Wizard of Oz novel. In the enchanted land of Oz, amidst the wonders and mysteries, lived Glinda the Good Witch, a beacon of light and kindness. Unlike her counterpart, the Wicked Witch of the West, Glinda was known for her benevolence and compassion. Her appearance reflected her purity and goodness, with flowing golden locks, radiant blue eyes, and a warm smile that lit up the hearts of those around her. She resided in the beautiful land of the South, where she watched over her subjects with care and grace. Glinda's magic was not wielded for personal gain or domination, but rather to aid those in need and uphold justice. She used her powers to protect the innocent and guide lost souls on their journeys. Her wisdom was renowned throughout Oz, and many sought her counsel in times of trouble. With gentle words and a gentle touch, she healed wounds and restored hope to the despairing. Whether it was comforting Dorothy on her quest or helping the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion realize their true worth, Glinda's presence brought light into the darkest corners of Oz. As the forces of darkness threatened to engulf Oz, Glinda stood as a beacon of hope against the encroaching shadows. With unwavering determination and unwavering faith in the power of goodness, she rallied her allies to confront the Wicked Witch of the West and restore peace to the land. In the final confrontation, it was Glinda's belief in the inherent goodness of humanity that proved to be the ultimate weapon against evil. Through acts of courage, love, and selflessness, Glinda and her companions triumphed over darkness, ensuring that the light of goodness would shine brightly in Oz for eternity. The Witch of Endor. A witch appearing in the Bible, summoned to conjure the spirit of King Saul. In the ancient land of Israel, during the reign of King Saul, there lived a witch known as the Witch of Endor. Her name struck fear into the hearts of the people, for she was rumored to possess dark powers beyond comprehension. Her appearance was shrouded in mystery, with tattered robes and eyes that seemed to pierce through the souls of those who dared to gaze upon her. Her dwelling, hidden deep within the forests of Endor, was a place of whispers and shadows, where the air was heavy with the scent of incense and magic. As King Saul faced imminent defeat in battle against the Philistines and sought guidance from the Lord, he found himself abandoned by God. Desperate and filled with fear, Saul turned to the forbidden arts and sought out the witch of Endor. Ignoring the warnings of his advisors, Saul commanded the witch to conjure the spirit of the prophet Samuel from the realm of the dead. With a wicked gleam in her eye, the witch of Endor complied, unleashing dark incantations that echoed through the night. As the spirit of Samuel appeared before King Saul, it delivered a message of doom and despair. The consequences of Saul's actions were dire, for he had forsaken the Lord and turned to darkness. The witch of Endor, with her sinister smile, reveled in Saul's downfall, knowing that her dark powers had sealed his fate. In the end, both Saul and the witch of Endor faced judgment for their wicked deeds, serving as a warning of the dangers of dabbling in forbidden arts and straying from the path of righteousness. Morgan Pendragon. Another variant of Morgan le Fay in some Arthurian tales. In the realm of Arthurian legend, amidst the tales of knights and chivalry, lurked Morgan Pendragon, a figure both mysterious and malevolent. Believed to be a variant of Morgan le Fay, Morgan Pendragon was known for her cunning and dark magic. Her appearance was striking yet unsettling, with piercing eyes that seemed to hold ancient secrets and a beauty that masked her sinister nature. She was often depicted clad in robes of dark velvet, her presence commanding attention wherever she went. Morgan Pendragon's ambitions knew no bounds as she plotted and schemed to achieve her desires. With her knowledge of arcane arts and her mastery of manipulation, she weaved intricate webs of deceit that ensnared both friend and foe alike. Using her powers to shapeshift and deceive, she played a dangerous game of politics within the courts of Camelot, sowing discord and chaos wherever she tread. Her thirst for power and control knew no bounds, and she stopped at nothing to achieve her goals, even if it meant betraying those closest to her. As tensions within Camelot reached a boiling point, Morgan Pendragon's treachery was finally exposed. Her schemes unraveled, revealing the depths of her deceit and the extent of her malevolence. When confronted by King Arthur and his knights, Morgan Pendragon unleashed her dark powers in a final, desperate bid for supremacy. But in the end, it was not enough to overcome the forces of righteousness and honor. Defeated and disgraced, Morgan Pendragon retreated into the shadows, vowing vengeance against those who had thwarted her ambitions. Though her tale may have ended, her legacy of treachery and darkness lingered on in the annals of Arthurian lore, a cautionary tale of the dangers of ambition unchecked by morality. The White Witch. A witch character in the Chronicles of Narnia novel. In the enchanted land of Narnia, ruled by eternal winter, reigned the White Witch, a figure of icy beauty and unfathomable cruelty. Her very presence cast a chill upon the land, freezing the hearts of those who dared to defy her. With skin as pale as snow and hair as white as frost, she was a vision of ethereal elegance, yet her piercing eyes held a coldness that sent shivers down the spine of any who met her gaze. Her throne sat in the heart of the frozen landscape, a symbol of her dominion over Narnia's eternal winter. Under the rule of the White Witch, Narnia languished in a perpetual state of fear and oppression. She ruled with an iron fist, her reign marked by cruelty and tyranny. Any who dared to oppose her were swiftly dealt with, either turned to stone by her powerful magic or enslaved to serve her wicked desires. The creatures of Narnia lived in constant terror of her wrath, their spirits broken by her icy grip. With each passing day, the land grew colder and bleaker, as the White Witch's influence spread like a blight across the once beautiful realm. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope arose as whispers of a prophecy spread throughout Narnia, foretelling the coming of 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve who would challenge the White Witch's reign. Aslan, the noble lion and true king of Narnia, returned to lead the fight against the witch's tyranny. In a climactic battle between good and evil, the forces of Narnia rose up against the White Witch, their hearts united in a quest for freedom and justice. Though she fought fiercely, unleashing all of her dark magic upon her enemies, the White Witch could not withstand the combined might of Aslan and the children of Adam and Eve. In the end, her icy fortress was shattered, and her power broken, as spring returned to Narnia at last, heralding a new era of peace and prosperity. And thus, the tale of the White Witch's reign of terror came to an end, a cautionary reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and cruelty. Maleficent, the infamous evil witch in the story of Sleeping Beauty. In the kingdom of King Stephen and Queen Leah, a grand celebration was held to celebrate the birth of their daughter, Princess Aurora. All the fairies of the realm were invited, except one Maleficent, the dark and powerful sorceress. Consumed by jealousy and spite, Maleficent appeared uninvited, her presence casting a shadow over the joyous occasion. With her striking appearance, clad in dark robes and a horned headdress, Maleficent exuded an aura of malevolence. In a fit of rage, she cursed the newborn princess, decreeing that on her 16th birthday, she would prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and fall into a death-like sleep. As Aurora grew under the protection of the good fairies in hiding, Maleficent's influence spread like a dark cloud over the kingdom. From her fortress atop the Forbidden Mountain, Maleficent plotted and schemed, orchestrating her wicked plans to ensure the fulfillment of her curse. She unleashed her minions, including the bumbling but loyal Raven, Diablo, to hunt down the princess and carry out her bidding. Maleficent's cruelty knew no bounds as she reveled in the suffering she caused, delighting in the fear and despair of the kingdom's inhabitants. On Aurora's 16th birthday, Maleficent's curse was set to come to fruition. As the kingdom celebrated, Maleficent made her dramatic entrance, revealing herself as the orchestrator of Aurora's impending doom. In a climactic showdown, the forces of good clashed with Maleficent and her dark minions. But Maleficent was not easily defeated, wielding her dark magic with unmatched power and ferocity. However, in a twist of fate, the true love's kiss of Prince Philip broke Maleficent's curse and awakened Aurora from her slumber. Enraged by her defeat, Maleficent transformed into a fearsome dragon, determined to destroy the prince and princess once and for all. But even in her monstrous form, Maleficent was no match for the combined bravery and determination of Prince Philip and the fairies. With a heroic strike, Prince Philip vanquished Maleficent, bringing an end to her reign of terror and restoring peace to the kingdom. And though Maleficent's dark legacy would linger on, her defeat served as a testament to the enduring power of love and courage in the face of evil. The Sanderson Sisters. Three witches in the movie Hocus Pocus. In the quiet town of Salem, Massachusetts, on Halloween night, a curious teenager named Max Dennison inadvertently resurrected the infamous Sanderson sisters, three witches executed centuries earlier for their dark deeds. The sisters, Winifred, Sarah, and Mary, emerged from the dead, their twisted and aged forms contrasting sharply with the vibrant costumes of the modern world. With their ghastly appearance and cackling laughter, the Sanderson sisters wasted no time in resuming their quest for immortality, fueled by their insatiable thirst for power. With the help of a spellbook and a magical black cat named Thackeray Binks, Max, along with his sister Danny and their friend Allison, sought to stop the Sanderson sisters from carrying out their sinister plans. However, the witches proved to be formidable adversaries, using their dark magic to wreak havoc on Salem once again. From conjuring enchanted potions to casting spells on unsuspecting townsfolk, the Sanderson sisters unleashed chaos wherever they went, reveling in the fear and chaos they caused. As Halloween night drew to a close, Max and his friends faced the Sanderson sisters in a final showdown at the old Sanderson house. With the help of Thackeray Binks and a clever use of modern technology, they managed to outsmart the witches and put an end to their reign of terror once and for all. In a dramatic climax, Winifred, Sarah, and Mary were defeated, turned to dust as the first light of dawn broke over Salem. With the Sanderson sisters vanquished, peace returned to the town, and Max and his friends could finally celebrate their victory over the forces of darkness. And though the legend of the Sanderson sisters would live on in Salem's folklore, their reign of terror was no more, a cautionary tale of the dangers of dabbling in dark magic. The Witch King. A demonic witch character in the Lord of the Rings series. In the dark realm of Mordor, amidst the shadowy towers of Barad-dûr, dwelled the Witch King, a fearsome and malevolent figure of immense power. Once a mortal man, corrupted by the dark sorcery of Sauron, he rose to become the leader of the dreaded Ringwraiths, the Nazgul. Cloaked in tattered robes of black, his form was obscured by shadows, and his presence struck fear into the hearts of all who beheld him. With his piercing red eyes and twisted crown, the Witch King exuded an aura of unrelenting malice. Under the Witch King's command, the land of Anmar became a realm of terror and despair. He unleashed his forces upon the free peoples of Middle-earth, laying waste to villages and cities alike. With his fell beasts and dark sorcery, he wrought destruction upon all who opposed him, leaving nothing but death and desolation in his wake. The Witch King's cruelty knew no bounds, as he reveled in the suffering of his enemies and crushed all who dared to defy him beneath his iron fist. As the War of the Ring reached its climax, the Witch King led the forces of Sauron in a final assault upon the city of Minas Tirith. Riding atop his fearsome steed and wielding his deadly mace, he instilled terror in the hearts of Gondor's defenders. In a fierce battle upon the fields of Pelennor, the Witch King clashed with the warriors of Gondor and their allies. With each swing of his weapon, he struck down scores of foes, his laughter echoing across the battlefield. But in the end, it was not mortal steel that brought about his downfall, but the courage and determination of Eowyn, who, with the aid of Merry the Hobbit, dealt the fatal blow that shattered the Witch King's dark spirit. And thus, the Witch King met his end, his reign of terror coming to a fitting conclusion upon the fields of Pelennor. Vasilisa the Beautiful. The main character in a Russian folktale, with a magical doll to help her deal with Baba Yaga. Vasilisa the Beautiful, a kind and gentle girl, found herself at the mercy of her wicked stepmother and stepsisters, who forced her to perform impossible tasks. Desperate and alone, Vasilisa sought refuge in the forest, where she stumbled upon the hut of Baba Yaga, the fearsome witch. Baba Yaga's dwelling stood upon chicken legs, and its walls were adorned with human bones. With her hooked nose and iron teeth, Baba Yaga was a terrifying sight to behold. Yet Vasilisa, armed only with her courage and a magical doll gifted to her by her mother, braved the encounter with the witch. Inside Baba Yaga's hut, Vasilisa faced a series of impossible tasks set forth by the witch. Baba Yaga demanded that Vasilisa clean her entire house, separate grains of wheat from poppy seeds, and tend to the fire. With the help of her magical doll, Vasilisa miraculously completed each task, much to the surprise of Baba Yaga. The doll whispered words of guidance and wisdom to Vasilisa, aiding her in her time of need. Despite Baba Yaga's attempts to trick and deceive her, Vasilisa remained steadfast and resourceful, overcoming every challenge thrown her way. Impressed by Vasilisa's resourcefulness, Baba Yaga begrudgingly granted her a single ember from her fiery stove to bring back to her stepmother's house. With the doll's guidance, Vasilisa safely returned home, where the ember's magical light vanquished her wicked stepmother and stepsisters. From that day forth, Vasilisa lived free from their cruelty, her kindness and bravery rewarded with happiness and prosperity. And though the memory of her encounter with Baba Yaga lingered, Vasilisa emerged triumphant, proving that even in the face of darkness and adversity, the light of courage and kindness will always prevail. Elphaba. The main witch character in the novel Wicked, the life and times of the Wicked Witch of the West. Elphaba, born with emerald green skin, was immediately viewed with suspicion and fear by those around her. Growing up in the land of Oz, she faced prejudice and discrimination due to her unusual appearance. Despite her kind and compassionate nature, Elphaba was ostracized and mocked by her peers, leading her to develop a fierce sense of independence and resilience. Her early experiences of rejection planted seeds of bitterness within her, fueling her desire to prove herself and challenge the injustices of the world. As Elphaba grew older, she discovered that she possessed a powerful affinity for magic. Enrolling at Shiz University, she delved into the study of sorcery, eager to harness her abilities for the greater good. However, her interactions with her fellow students and teachers only served to deepen her sense of alienation. Consumed by her thirst for knowledge and a desire to challenge the oppressive regime of the Wizard of Oz, Elphaba embarked on a journey of self-discovery, ultimately embracing her role as a formidable witch. As Elphaba's powers grew, so too did her reputation as a force to be reckoned with. Dubbed the Wicked Witch of the West by those who feared her, Elphaba became a symbol of defiance against the wizard's tyranny. With her sharp intellect and unwavering determination, she rallied others to her cause, sparking a revolution that would shake the foundations of Oz. However, as Elphaba's actions became increasingly bold and controversial, she found herself walking a precarious line between heroism and villainy. Despite her noble intentions, her methods were often viewed as ruthless and cruel, earning her the enmity of those who once called her friend. And so, as Elphaba's story unfolded, she grappled with the complexities of power, morality, and the enduring legacy of her infamous reputation as the Wicked Witch of the West. The Sea Witch. The Witch of the Sea in the story The Little Mermaid. In the depths of the ocean, lived the Sea Witch, a formidable sorceress feared by all who dared to venture into her domain. When the Little Mermaid, longing to walk on land and be with her beloved prince, sought the Sea Witch's help, she found herself face to face with the witch's malevolent presence. With her twisted features and tentacle-like appendages, the Sea Witch struck a chilling figure, her eyes gleaming with malice as she offered the mermaid a sinister deal. In exchange for her voice, the mermaid would receive legs and a chance to win the heart of the prince. Little did the mermaid know the true cost of making a pact with the Sea Witch. As the mermaid embarked on her quest to win the prince's love, she quickly discovered the cruel nature of the Sea Witch's bargain. Deprived of her voice, she found herself unable to communicate with the prince, who remained oblivious to her sacrifices. Meanwhile, the Sea Witch watched from the depths, delighting in the mermaid's suffering and reveling in her own wickedness. With each passing day, the mermaid's agony grew, as she struggled to navigate the treacherous waters of human emotion without the ability to speak. When the mermaid learned the true intentions behind the Sea Witch's deal, that failure to win the prince's love would result in her transformation into sea foam, she confronted the witch in a final showdown. With the help of her friends from the ocean, the mermaid thwarted the Sea Witch's plans and reclaimed her voice. In a dramatic climax, the Sea Witch was vanquished, her malevolent reign brought to an end. Though the mermaid's journey had been fraught with pain and heartache, she emerged triumphant, having learned the valuable lesson that true love cannot be bought or bargained for, and that even the most powerful witches are no match for the strength of the human spirit. The Green Witch. A witch character in Ursula K. Le Guin's novel The Wizard of Earthsea. On the mystical island of Roke, Ged, a young and gifted mage, inadvertently summons forth the Shadow while demonstrating his magical abilities. The Shadow, a dark and menacing entity, emerges from Ged's spell, its form twisted and distorted, cloaked in a sickly green aura. With eyes that gleam like emeralds, the Shadow exudes an aura of malevolence, filling Ged with dread and foreboding. Though Ged manages to banish the Shadow temporarily, its presence leaves an indelible mark on his psyche, foreshadowing the trials to come. As Ged embarks on a journey across the archipelago of Earthsea, he finds himself relentlessly pursued by the Shadow, whose dark influence grows stronger with each passing day. The Shadow's appearance becomes more pronounced, its green hue casting an eerie pall over the landscapes it traverses. With each encounter, Ged confronts the Shadow's malevolent intent, grappling with its sinister whispers and insidious temptations. Despite his efforts to evade its grasp, Ged realizes that he cannot escape the Shadow's reach, and that only by facing it head-on can he hope to overcome its power. In a climactic showdown on the island of Celador, Ged confronts the Shadow in a battle of wills that will determine the fate of Earthsea itself. As the two adversaries clash, the Shadow's form contorts and shifts, its green aura pulsating with dark energy. With each incantation and spell, Ged wages a desperate struggle to banish the Shadow once and for all. In a moment of clarity, Ged recognizes the Shadow as a manifestation of his own inner demons, born from his pride and arrogance. With a final act of selflessness and sacrifice, Ged embraces the Shadow, merging his essence with its own and dispelling its darkness from Earthsea forever. And though the Shadow is defeated, its legacy serves as a poignant reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of confronting one's own fears and weaknesses. The Witch of the Waste. A witch character in Diana Wynne Jones' novel Howl's Moving Castle. Sophie, a young hatmaker, finds herself transformed into an old woman by the Witch of the Waste's curse. Seeking refuge and answers, Sophie ventures to the mysterious moving castle belonging to the enigmatic wizard Howl. There, she encounters the Witch of the Waste, a formidable figure draped in lavish, yet tattered, robes and adorned with gaudy jewelry. With her bloated features and piercing gaze, the witch exudes an aura of malice and cruelty. Consumed by her desire for power and revenge, the witch is determined to exact her vengeance upon Howl, whom she believes has wronged her in the past. As Sophie becomes entangled in the chaotic world of Howl's castle, she finds herself pursued by the relentless and vengeful Witch of the Waste. Despite Sophie's attempts to evade her, the witch's dark magic proves formidable, and her pursuit grows increasingly menacing. With each encounter, the witch unleashes curses and spells, intent on reclaiming what she believes is rightfully hers. Sophie, however, refuses to be cowed by the witch's threats, and she resolves to stand her ground against the witch's malevolent schemes. Through a series of trials and tribulations, Sophie discovers the truth behind the Witch of the Waste's curse and her own connection to Howl and his mysterious past. In a climactic confrontation, Sophie confronts the witch, offering her empathy and forgiveness instead of retaliation. Touched by Sophie's compassion, the Witch of the Waste undergoes a transformation of her own, shedding her malevolent guise and revealing the vulnerability and pain beneath. In a poignant moment of redemption, the witch relinquishes her hold on Sophie's curse and chooses a path of repentance and self-discovery. And though the witch's appearance may remain unchanged, her heart is forever altered by Sophie's kindness and understanding, demonstrating the transformative power of compassion and forgiveness. And if you are as intrigued by these mystical tales as we are, hit the like and subscribe button to stay connected and embark on more thrilling adventures through myths and legends. Goodbye and see you again in the next video.